What's going on, everybody? Israel Galindo here with a very special, amazing guest. Beautiful, full of energy, full of life. Jania Vila, how are you?
Hi, good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Me too. So, a lot of people have known me and all my social gatherings, and they've heard your name. They've heard everything that I brag about you, and they also have heard that you are the Wonder Woman in my world. So when I talk about Wonder Woman, this is the woman I'm talking about. So I wanted to get her today on here. As you guys can see, I'm in the car. I was actually working today, and I was very excited to talk to her. We get on the phone and we talk for hours, and I'm always just amazed of the knowledge that this woman has and the power and energy this woman has. So today I wanted to kind of bring it full circle to energy convolution in 2020. What does that really mean? Well, it means that we have come full circle from every energy aspect, and you guys have felt it. I felt it. Why do we feel this roller coaster of energy every single day? It's up and down, it's sideways. We have a good day, we have a bad day, we have a COVID day, we have a racism day, and it has gone bananas. I lose my way, I lose my energy, I get a hold of Jania, and she helps me 100% with energy healings. And right now, the biggest thing is what makes 2020 any different than any other year. We've done it millions of times over. And what problems are we facing today that we haven't faced before that, again, are causing the chaos? So, one of the things, if you guys are just joining us and you've never met either of us and you're like, who are these people? Well, we're here to show you what's up. We're here to give you some really cool knowledge, cool energy healings, cool, amazing love that we need to do that. On a personal note, I've always considered myself a very savior of the human race, a very Superman type of character. That's kind of like my entity, my persona. Everything I can do, everything I can give, I will do and give with a shirt off my back. And I know Jania's gonna go, and that's probably something you don't want to do. But that's something that at the end of the day, it's me, but also knowing me, I deplete my energy and I am mentally drained when I go home. Sometimes I just want to cry. I just want to sit here and just feel defeated. And this is where I'm at right now. I feel like I am finally hitting the losing hope for the human race and losing hope for the world. And this is why it is very important to bring Jania on today. What I like her to do right now is, Jania, I like for you to tell us what you do, who you are, and your beliefs in a nice little ball for all of us to kind of understand where you come from and how we've connected in all of this.
Okay, wow, that was a lot of questions.
One at a time, one at a time.
Oh, no, I'm just trying to remember them all. Well, thanks first of all for your intro. I was, wow, you're just like over the top with your compliments and such a nice, like, thank you for the intro. And those of you that know Israel know that that's his personality. He's very like he likes to give compliments. He very makes you feel good and brings up the vibe. So, yeah, hearing you talk about all that was interesting because bringing up the vibe, we can all do that just by like smiling at somebody, and you do that with just like your, reaching out to people and different things like that. So, going back to the questions, how did we meet? We met, yeah, we did an energy session several years back. And we met through a mutual friend, but then we had a session. You wanted one, and it just kind of happened, and it just unlocked some doors for you, and that you already had the key to. You just forgot where you put it.
Yep.
is how I look at it, you know?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, you're pretty amazing yourself, and we all are. We're all intuitive beings. It's just honing in and finding out what your superpower is, finding out that you've all got one, you've all been born with one, but then there's also, it's also like almost like a video game I've been shown, where you
Mhm.
can like do so much in the world, and then you get like another, like a sword comes down, or you know, a lasso over here. Like you can gain things along the way when you do your work.
Right.
And that's the best way to explain like how I've even seen you, Israel, like evolve over the last couple years. Like, you know, watching people walk through mirrors and freaking like all kinds of crazy stuff you're doing, you
Yep.
know? And I was like, that's pretty awesome. And that's something that I haven't seen that before. You know, you might look at me as like a mentor, but that's the other thing I tell people is we all have our own little powers. Now, I still want to learn to do that. I think you have a natural gift, but heck yeah, I want to know how to see people walk through mirrors too. And I will. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to walk into mirrors, and I love mirrors. I always have them around. I feel like it's like you can go like put your hand through, and all of a sudden you're in another dimension. You can
Hmm.
get sucked in like a wormhole. I was just doing a session yesterday, and that happened. Like me and this really high vibe good friend of mine, I was doing a session for her, and we freaking went through a wormhole together. Like her little girl came out, was like took our hands, and she could see what I could see because
Wow.
she's amazing. She was like, when we do sessions, each
Right.
session's different with each person I do them with, but we jumped in, and I'm all, oh my god, we're going through the mirror, this thing, and I'm all, oh my god, now we're in a wormhole. You
Yeah.
know, that's how I need to describe it. And then she took us, her little girl took us to this place, and it was like this Jetsons, looked like we were on in outer space, but like fun outer space. Like she's
Right.
had aliens uh, visitations and been taken. She's been on alien panels, so she's definitely so. But I told her, I'm all, in this reality that you just drew for your little girl to take us to, it's like a Jetson like whole, like, so it's not scary, it's like very light and airy, you know. And
Hmm.
so it was
Yeah.
just interesting. I don't know how I got onto that, but we all have our different things, and every time I do a session it's different, so it's really kind of hard to explain what I do.
Sure.
Sometimes people's loved ones come through on the other side. Sometimes I'll get some energy coming through. It could be their guides, my guides, combination. Other deities come through and are giving this person a message. Sometimes it's your higher self comes through and
That's
is
awesome.
talking to yourself, right?
Hmm.
Um, I don't even know. It's hard to explain. These are just like people come in. They're like, sometimes they'll be like, I don't really know why I'm here. Well, they know why they're there, but they don't tell me, right? So
Right.
I just tune in, and then boom, we go into it. So it's like sometimes people are like, I'm not, I'm drawn to come in, but I don't even really know what to talk about. Well, we all have problems. We all
Hmm.
have stuff going on. We all have, like you said, good days and bad days. I do too. I do my own work on myself every single day. And also I seek out, I have certain people I work with that work with me, and to help me get blocks clear that I might not be able to see very clearly because I'm in it. You know, when we're outside of it, it's easier to see, especially when you have intuitives that you can work with that can see things. And everybody's got their gifts and their specialties too. They can
Right.
see different things, and they can sense different things. Or their toolbox has different magic inside of it.
Exactly. So what's, as you as I and I will refer to Jenny always as Wonder Woman because that's my nickname for her, and I'm Superman. What is Wonder Woman's origin story? Where did you feel at first where you picked up these gifts, and now what you do for a living?
I mean, I've always had them. When I look back, I shut them down at a certain point when I was a kid. I lived in a haunted house. Like there were definitely demonic spirits at this place. They effed with me and my siblings for sure. We all
Hmm.
grew up with different things. They may or may not acknowledge that that's where it came from, but I mean, there was some gnarly stuff that went down. So it freaked me out so much that I just shut the door on it.
Sure.
So once I started getting like, okay, I don't want to be fearful and live in this fear anymore. It's like throughout my teens. And then I started asking the universe, like, hey, help me open this door again. I know I've got some pretty like magical gifts, and I just want to remember what they are. I want to not be afraid of myself and be afraid of them. These are gifts, and I want to learn to use them. When I was a kid, I didn't know how. Feeling energies like messing with me and in my face, but I couldn't see them. That freaked me out. So yeah, does that answer?
Yeah, I mean, and for those of you guys that know, Jania runs a business up in, well, I always call it Santa Cruz because that's the area. No, but sort of tell them about your business and what you do.
Well, a lot of different things. I mean, I left the medical field 16 years ago to start personal training one on one with clients. more kind of rehabish style training. I do work with lots of different, but that's really my style. Functional living. I work my main uh, uh, clientele are baby boomers. So, and I've had some of these guys for like 13, 14 years. So I love working with that like niche of people so they can just like, move and get through their life. And like if they sit too much and they, aren't stretching and stuff, just have more range of motion, feel better in their bodies. So that's really my goal when it comes to like physical one-on-one training.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I fine tune from there. And then it just evolved into other things. I do hair testing, so mineral analysis, see what's going on in the body. I mean, you can see if someone's passive aggressive by looking at a hair chart. And so it's really interesting the different imbalances in our body. And I've gone through so many health challenges over the years that for me it was something that just fascinated me, like wow, just like taking this one mineral can actually help my anxiety, or taking this one mineral can actually help me go to sleep better. It's just an imbalance, like, oh, the PMS over here is happening for this person because they don't have enough of this. So that's another fascinating thing to do. I love doing that along with the other stuff because it helps me see a bigger picture of my clients on that scientific level, not the energy level. And then of course everything I do, I bring in just the gifts that come through. But then I also do detoxing, infrared saunas I'm really into, and I have that here, and also the detox foot baths. And then it just, with me working through my own thing, I got into the energy shifting sessions, which is what I consider, that's what I call what I do now. There's a lot of different energies I work with. I've done theta, access consciousness bars, the Reiki 1, 2, 3. I mean, all these different like downloads. And if you understand that stuff, feels like I'm giving off a resume of that, but there's just all these different energies. So I don't work with just one. Like I said, whatever comes through, and it's just from all the different knowledge I know, the energies will decide where they need to come through and stream in. And then like yesterday, I was having like I don't even understand. I couldn't even tell my friend. I wish I could telepathically talk. It was coming through so quickly that I wish that I could just be like ding, 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 like not even saying anything.
Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah.
So then I get that kind of stuff that comes through that I don't even know what's happening. I was in this like funnel of just getting all these like it was like ding ding. I was getting all these like extra like you know what I mean, the protection, like swords and shields, and it was just all these like magical things that were coming through, and I could see things differently, and it was a trip. I was having definitely a transition state as I was giving a session.
I think that, even listening to you talk, it always fascinates me. All the things that you receive and you download. And for those of you guys that don't understand what this means is, all of us have magic in us, and you can either have it shut down or you can have it received. Some of you guys are scared of the power and push it away. Others embrace it and move on. 5 years ago, I would not be having this conversation with Jania because I had everything closed down. I knew I had a gift. I was afraid of it. And it wasn't until our introduction with her that really fascinated me. It was like when you guys find something that you just need to dig deeper into. I need more of it. I need more of it. And that's when I met her, it was such a connection, a magnet. I was drawn to everything. And I remember looking at one little nugget and going back to Jania and going, oh my God, this is what the whole world means, and this is the key to life. And she would be like, you're just scratching the surface. There's more to it. You keep opening up, embracing it. And it just led me to more and more and more. And now, a year later, I've opened so many doors, even with your help, Jenny. I mean, I have to thank you for everything that you've helped me through. So many doors have opened that I don't see the world like I used to anymore. It's never you live, you die, that's it. It's not. There's way more afterwards, way more before. She showed me things about past lives and, connections with others, and everything about us is intertwined because of the energy in us. And I mean, we can't force this on people. I mean, you know that, Jania. You can tell somebody about it and they go, you guys are wackos, but we're all energy. We really are. We came from energy and we will go back to energy. And, you guys have your religious beliefs, and of course we respect that. But I got to bring it up to this point because we don't want to make it too long of a video, but I do want to end it. No, we're not ending it right now, but I like to end with a energy session healing with Jania about
Okay.
me live, because I think it would be nice for people to see how it works, what we go through, what we do. But right now, I really wanted to say this. I mean, and bringing it up to you, we've talked about this before. Right now, in the last 3 to 4 months, and I'm gonna start crying. I mean, it has been a whirlwind of pain, anger, anxiety, stress. Even I'm feeling it, and I'm a positive person, but humans fighting humans, social media making divisions, governments wedging us all, friends and families. I mean, it just breaks my heart. I mean, it just breaks my heart. And I hate to say I lose hope. And I lose hope. And it just kills me. It just kills me that I can't just pick up the white flag and wave it and say, stop, everybody, stop. It's going to be better, and touch people's heads and make the world better. I wish that I had that power to do that, but it's one of those things that it is very hard. I cannot control people. I can control me. I can control my energy. I can help others open their eyes, like Flock. But it really just gets to, your Superman is worn out. My heart's in pieces, and I need everybody to do better. So bringing Jania along really just takes us to, we are all worn out, Jania. We're all fed up with the world. Why?
Okay, so I think it's just come to a head. Years ago, and I don't follow a lot of things when it comes to anything really in particular, but I remember years ago they were talking about, and I'm bad at time frames too, but was it what I mean? Some people that are listening are going to know, but when you remember all the energy healers were talking about the world's changing. There's this
Yeah.
new door opening or whatever they were calling it, right? Well, I feel like that's what this
So
is.
the energy shifting. Uh huh.
Yeah, and but people already saw this happening a while ago. It's not like I remember thinking like, oh, okay, I remember people already talking about it, and then it felt like we kind of swished through. Then I remember tuning in. I'm like, oh, I could feel it. It was very light though. It
Mm-hmm.
was like a breeze coming by, and now it's a fucking tornado,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
So, but it was like it was preparing us, and we had been hearing these whispers along the way for I think a while. So now everybody's in this. It's a reboot. Like in the very beginning of this, I didn't understand what was happening. Even when you sent me that video on George, like I didn't know that he had died in the
Mm-hmm.
video. I was like watching, I could barely get through. I was like, what is this? Like I don't watch
Sure.
the news like that. You were the
Right.
first one who gave me the video
Mm-hmm.
through a messenger or something or Instagram, and I was like, what? I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible. And then in my comment, did you see what happened after this happened? And then the next day, it's like all in the news, right?
Right.
And I was just like, whoa. So, I mean, the thing is that I think that there's something that we have to do, like as far as you have to put up boundaries and some layers between you. As an empath, you are an
Mm-hmm.
empathic person. A lot of people are. A lot of people, when you say feel, I feel this, I feel their pain. That's because you're jumping into somebody else's reality and you get
Mm-hmm.
a glimpse of what it feels like, and then you take it into you. And then sometimes we, as an empath, you can just feel it and go, "Oh, that's how they feel." And sometimes you take it in and you become that. So a lot of people have to watch out because like they can take in the world's pain and the world's stuff. So when I was I grew up with my parents always having the news on every day. So in the evening news, and I just remember at one point, and then it was Jeopardy and like Wheel of Fortune, right? It was like this whole thing every
Mm-hmm.
night. And I remember when I was in my early 20s and I moved out, I was like, I'm not watching news. Like that depresses me. It's like every time I watch it, it's depressing. I feel this sorrow, and I didn't realize what that meant back then. But because I was an empath, it was too much. So now the universe just seems to bring me the information when I need it. I walk into somebody's house, the news is on. I end up like looking at that for a little bit. I hear it out, somewhere. My clients come in and tell me things. You know what I mean? It's like it
Mm-hmm.
just ends up. I get the information like I need to, but that's for me. Some people can watch it a little bit and jump in and out of it, but a lot of my energy healer friends that watch the news, I feel like they have an addiction to it, and I'm kind of like, hey, I think it's too much.
Yes.
But
Right. Too much.
unless they come to me and ask me for the help, I'm not gonna. It's an interesting topic because it's like sometimes they feel like they need that, and that they don't want
Mm-hmm.
to work on why they need that. just like people driving by and wanting to see a death on the side of the road, a paramedic, and then the blood, and like, I'm all, that's freaky. Like, I don't want to look at that. First of all, I don't want to cause another accident, and second of all, how sad. Like, I'm going to send good vibes over there, hoping that whatever happened. But some people get off on that. They want to see that, and like, what's that all about? And there's nothing wrong with all these different ways of being. It's just noticing what kind of person you are, and then what you're going to jump into. Like, I had a client do an energy session, and she's like, I'm going to go to the protest now. And I was like, she's 21, and we're in Santa Cruz. She was going to go over the hill to San Jose. And I was just like, okay. And then she's like, wait, before we get off, do you get a sense I shouldn't go? And I tuned in, and I saw for her, it was good for her to go. But I said, be smart. Don't be naive. There is some bullshit going down. There are people getting hurt. There are people getting taken and kidnapped. I mean, at these things, there's some crazy things I've been hearing. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, oh my God. So they're using these riots as moments to like kidnap and rape and just some weird stuff. And I'm like, you know what, be smart, keep your light like shining, like, because you're going to attract light to you. People are going to, like, if I was at a riot, or a rally or a protest or something, and I would be drawn to your energy. We would be drawn to each other. Like, so keep that vibe going, that you're going out there for a peaceful thing, and keep it that way. And when you see bullshit go down, get out. Don't be dumb. Get out of there. People've got weapons. People are hurting people. People don't care. And there's some of them, not everybody. I'm not saying that, but from the glimpses and the little flashes I've seen of people sending me videos and YouTubes, and this is how I'm seeing that stuff. I'm like, whoa, I don't consciously go on there and go, I'm going to look and see what it looks. No, I get, somebody sent me an email or a picture, and then I'll look it up and I'll see it. And I'll look at it for so long.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you, I come from the tech world. So when something's not working, when my phone's acting up, and it's just chaos all over the phone, I reboot it. How can we as a society, with energy healing, use that in our favor to reboot or recalibrate the world?
Okay, so I don't know if I said that, but that's exactly what I was. This whole thing was a reboot, recalibrate for the world. So the fact that you said that, I don't know if I even said that before, but that's what I saw right when this all happened. And I was like, wow. So when people were stressing out about money, didn't have, my clientele went down to 10%. Like, all of a sudden, boom, I'm like a one-on-one. I don't do virtual. I've got my overhead at my business, and I was like, but it was so interesting because everybody was like scrambling around. And since about 5 years ago, when I went through this, foreclosed house, divorce of 16 years, like just everything gone, I was just like, I feel like it's been kind of a catch up since then. And so it was interesting because everybody was freaking out about the things I had already been freaking out about. Mm-hmm. So then I heard, you're already ahead of the game in some way. So I don't know, I didn't get that stressed. I've been the most relaxed about money that I've ever been. Like, that I could even think of, except when I was a kid, just rolling in the money for some reason. But like, nowadays. And so I just think that it's like, some people are flying and some people are dying. That's the other thing I saw. Mm-hmm. I saw this huge, like, in the beginning, I got the chills that there was going to be a lot of deaths. This is before the riots. This is the very beginning of shelter in place. I saw this vision come through. It was like a snap of a finger, how quickly it showed me. But I saw all these deaths happening, like people that were sick were going to die, that were like trying to like decide if they wanted to live or die, people that were going to start making themselves sick and then they were going to die. And then all these riots and things happened. But then there was going to be some people that were going to just fly. Like, I know so many people that had to they have a totally different schedule than they had before. My hairdresser was talking about how she loves her mornings because she can get up and does all this stuff and gets like a million more things done. And she's going to, blah, blah, blah. And a nail girl that she's going to do a business from her home. Like, all these different people doing these different things and like thinking outside the box, doing something. So many people I've even heard, this COVID really helped. Like, it just shook me up. It woke me. Mm-hmm. So there's some things, like, I'm looking at it like that for whatever reason. I didn't have the fear about going out in public. I did my social distancing and all that, but I just didn't have that either. So I don't know what that is about me. So, but if I tuned into you and your energy is, and I could look at that, then we could go from there. But I don't know if you are having to go here in a minute. So
nope, I'm good. I'm good right now. Somebody had pulled up behind me. I thought they were trying to park next to me. But no, we're good. Again, I apologize for doing it from the vehicle. I really wanted to do this meeting. I know we keep postponing it, and some dude's just honking behind me for whatever reason.
Hey,
but
he's just like, woo, woo.
I know, exactly. He's enjoying our meeting.
Your car's like pumping all like vibes out of it.
Exactly. So, um, so just so you guys know how we flow, Jania and I will text each other and we'll say, "Hey, this is what's going on," or I'll tell her that I feel something like my hip was vibrating, like my phone was there, and I keep reaching for it. That was today. But then we'll talk, and she'll feel and tune into me and the energy. And by the time we're done talking on the phone, we just flow. I mean, we literally just go with the flow, and it is phenomenal that we have that connection with each other. Which with her, I feel like I've known her many, many lifetimes, many, many lifetimes. This video today was going to be our first video, really right after the riots and the disaster and the chaos, and you look at that subject like I am right now, and so you guys can see how it's working, and you try to stay in that format, but the energy in me, the feelings in me, and everything just want to really show you guys and showcase this energy that we all have and that we are doing can be taken to your advantage. I mean, Jania said it best herself. A lot of these people are looking at the positive of things. Everybody has switched, like I've been telling people, to a 1950s mentality. Now you're home. Now you're spending time with your family. Now you're playing board games. Now you're really doing the stuff we used to do back even in our time, Jania, in the 80s, where it was really a close knit environment. But because we were forced to do this, we were literally put like rats in cages and said, this is what we're doing now. You have to do it. There's nothing you can't go outside. You can't go DJ. You can't go party, and you can't go visit Jania. So here we are on video having this amazing discussion about how each of us can do better and energize ourselves, and at the same time create these protection bubbles to keep the chaos and the riots and all just the nasty stuff out of you, and really invoke that positivity, that energy, and that hope, and reignite that passion that we have as human beings. So in this session right now, I like Jania to break it down from a cosmic level, Jania, from the energy world. Give advice to all of us out here as this amazing person you are, putting you on the spot.
No, oh God, what's the
Yeah.
question?
So it's how can we energize ourselves and protect ourselves at the same time?
How can we energize ourselves and protect ourselves at the same time? Well, I mean, it instantly came when you were saying that. Actually, when you were talking, because this isn't me, right? You asked energetically from the cosmos.
Yes.
I
Uh-huh.
was
Yep.
asking this is not my personal thing, but I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So, I mean, what I got earlier is this exercise that's pretty amazing. And, it's just like getting centered and taking some long, deep breaths. So it's like if you could do this every single day, like even 5 minutes, it would totally, one, get your parasympathetic, like, body down, your nervous system down, I should say, so people understand what I'm saying. Get your nervous system calmed down. It gets you in the meditative state. It gives you like the brain waves all balanced so that you're in that zone where you can receive.
Yeah.
So once you do that, then you just like call in the energy like of just the universe, the golden unconditional love, and just like see that just falling into the top of your head and just going into the heart. And if you can imagine that like a golden bubble, and all this unconditional love and its peace and its harmony, and just feel yourself feeling that energy. And then if you can take that energy and just poof it out to the whole inside of your body, right? So that whole energy is now vibrating and swirling and twirling in within you. And then whatever room you're in, just see that energy pop out all the way as big as the room is, right? So now you're in this big old golden bubble ball, and it's coming from within you, but through the top of you, right?
Right.
So just imagining that, and then as you get better at this, you just go expand. Okay, now I want it as big as my town. Now I want it as big as California. Now I want it as big as the United States. You just keep expanding yourself in space like that until you're one with the universe, right? Then you go out of the planet. Then you go as big as the galaxy. Then you go, you know what I mean? You just keep going bigger
Yeah.
and bigger. until poof. If you can go into like a store like that, you're gonna like radiate. That's protection. So you said about this bubble. Most
Mm-hmm.
people think, oh, take it out here, put it out here. What about if you took it in and pushed it out? So it's your energy becoming one with everybody. So it's protecting you. Somebody that's all aggravated or irritated, they're not going to want to come up to a glowing bubble ball like that.
Yeah,
And if they
exactly.
do, they're really desperate for that energy and they need it, right? If anybody's like out there, they need it. But some people will be repelled and don't want anything to do with you, but some that do. But you'll be in a place where you can react to this person that maybe is being rude. Like instead of being all raw and defensive, maybe you're going to come from a different angle now because you're in this ball of like, and eventually you can push that onto them, like push it on, meaning, let them know that this is available for them. They don't need to steal it or suck it from you. And
Right.
I think that with you might be something that comes up is that you are in a place where you give, but you're also letting people suck you. And so then that's a different thing. It's like, how do you give? And like, so if you do that, this is energy coming from the universe to them, right? It's not
Right.
your energy particularly, right? So you're not wasting yourself. I used to be the kind of person, I was like, I need to get the energy from me and give it to that person. No, it's not me. It's not my energy. It's, I need to be tapped in. And when I'm tapped in, they can't suck from me. I can have an energy vampire come up to me and be like greedy for my stuff, but it's like, hey, just, it's an unlimited supply. You know what I mean? And here you go. But I'm not
Yep.
going to let that kind of person be around me because that's exhausting too. Like, to always be on that. It's like teaching that person how they can have it themselves. And if
Right.
they don't want to learn and they want to keep sucking, okay, bye-bye. I don't need to have that either.
That's impressive. I mean, that right there says a lot as beings, as us, and that just again phenomenal information from you. Another thing that just came through that we'll do another video on another time, which I think everybody's gonna love, is using that energy for and against relationships. Because I know you and I have talked a million times over about relationships, good relationships, bad relationships, relationships that are toxic. But that would be a fun video to do at another time, is to work with energy and relationships and how people can work through those. So that would be awesome. I'm ready for an energy healing. I'm ready. Let me get my yummy fork. I'm ready to take that energy in and do this. Let's get it started. So if you want to kind of tell people what we're gonna do and what they're gonna see us do, and yeah, go for it.
Well, first of all, I'm on the spot. I didn't know we were going to do this. Is great. We talked about doing live sessions, so it's great. I'm glad you're like ready for it. So, what's your question? I mean, I know that. What's your focus? What did you want me to look at? Or
So right now, I feel, and I always get energized by you, and I look at the smile on my face because of you. You always just make me radiate and feel better about myself. But before we were going to do this call, is right now I feel that my energy is being drained out of me, and I can't help to feel hopeless. I can't help to feel just crap, just beat to the ground, like I'm being kicked alive and killed alive, and I'm being drained. I need to replenish this. I need to really get back on the high horse and be that savior with that sword to help others. But right now, I can't feel I can help myself. I'm feeling worthless.
so, how long have you been feeling this way?
2.5 weeks.
What happened 2.5 weeks ago?
I went to put on my Superman outfit with a bat and was going to go walk down the stores and stand in front, protecting businesses that were being destroyed by the evil people that were just wanting to riot, not in the name of what was going on, but just for their own gain. And I felt that I wanted to do that. And the minute I told a few people I was going to do that, I felt ridicule. I felt like I was 5 years old. They're like, okay, so you're going to go to jail, get murdered, and you're an idiot. Okay. And none of those things I know I'm not. And I just felt defeated. Like nobody would take me serious for trying to protect the world on my own. And it defeated me. By then, it was like Superman threw himself on the floor and said, okay, then let the world run over me and I'm done with the world.
So when was the first time you felt defeated? What's the first thought that comes in your mind? What was the first time you felt that feeling that you felt?
Seventh grade, I would say that's the first time I've ever felt defeated.
Okay, what
I
happened?
I was trying to coordinate our outdoor activity where the teacher had walked away for an emergency, and she said, "You know, you guys work something out." And I was trying to coordinate an activity, and I noticed that two females decided they were just going to go play and be goofy, and me being the responsible one, I was like, "Hey guys, we should do this," and they're like, "Screw that guy." And then I saw 80% of the class walk that direction, and I felt I was not a leader when my entire life I've always felt like a leader.
Okay, so interesting. Did you feel like a leader before the seventh grade also, and then that happened? But
All
then
the
after,
time.
so you've always felt like it, but there was that glitch at seventh grade where you felt like it took maybe some of that away.
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
So what I'm getting really strongly is to ask you this: if you could redo that scene again, if you could go back in time, in space and time, and redo that, and those girls did what they did, would you have done anything differently?
Yes, I would have engaged what they were feeling in seventh grade. We're all kids. We want to have fun. The teacher's away. You know, we're gonna play, kind of thing. And I think in that scenario is not taking the role of on my shoulders, but put a team together of people that sided with me and said, let's all work on this together and have fun doing it, and invoked others to energize them with my leadership and create this bond across everybody that really would have affected that turn of events to change that direction versus the way it went.
Okay, so what I thought I heard you say, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that these two, okay, you're out there, you're doing your thing, the two girls get snooty, walk away. You would let them walk away and instead gather and make a group and just let them be
Yes,
and you still even think about them?
exactly. Yep, exactly.
Okay. So then what we want to do then is ask the creator to take us back in time and space and time and have that reality be programmed to be your new reality and let go of, if you choose to, all the BS that came up with that. Now, I heard you tell me some of the things. You felt ridiculed. You felt like an idiot. You felt defeated. These are your words.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to now, if you want to, release that. Like I release that moment in time and feeling these things. Are you open to doing that?
100% open to doing that.
Okay, so I'm there and I'm holding space and I see us and I see you and me standing next to each other and I see the little you in seventh grade standing there. I see the two girls coming up and doing their thing and I see your whole new story come about. And I'm watching that and it feels very light. But we're on the outside and we're going to ask now for the creator of the universe to take away. And then what do you want the creator to take away at that time?
At that time, the ridicule and the pain.
Okay. The ridicule and the pain. So we're just watching that come out of that little boy, Israel, at the age or in the grade of seventh grade. I don't know what that age is. And I'm watching you and I see you on this playground and I'm watching. So now what I do is I give that energy to the creator and I'm just supposed to sit here and kind of just watch it happen. And I can see it play out in kind of a movie format. It's always different, but I just see you as that little boy releasing it. And I see you now, Israel, as you and I were next to each other going up to the little boy and like you're putting your hands like on his shoulders and you're like helping like ease his suffering and ease it. And there's darker stuff in there. There's like stuff from before when you were in seventh grade too that also that correlates with this. And I'm feeling like father energy possibly where it's dark and it's like calling you names, making you feel less than, putting on that. So would you like to ask for anything that comes up with that just to be released and put into the love and light of the world and transformed and out of your ethers?
Yes.
So, and if there's ever a question, I always ask my clients to just ask me. If you don't understand something coming through, just tell me. If you don't want anything to happen, you say no, right? I don't care. This does not hurt my feelings. You could say stop right now. I always put that out for everybody just listening. Okay, Israel. So what came up with you? If there's anything left with like a dad and before the seventh grade that felt defeated and calling of the names, what came up?
I think for me, and you hit it dead on, I had a very abusive father, verbally abusive father. that always made me feel less than, and a very positive mother that always would invoke that power in me that I could do anything. But the strong words of a male figure in my life were heavy, that I was always trying to please him, always trying to be like the best I could be as a son, as my original dad really wasn't in the picture. So you hit it dead on, feeling that shame. And I think that being shamed by these two females at that time in seventh grade really hit it back on to what my dad did. My dad called me a wussy, every other name you can think of, a girl. I was not a man. I would never be a man. I would just be worthless and just be a nobody. And also because of the color of my skin, my stepdad that raised me, he's a white guy, or was a white guy, and I wasn't. And I was less than because of the color of my skin. And so I really took that, and I've worked with you in the past on items like this, with the pain and that anger that I had for this person, and for shame of myself of not being able to be the leader I want to be, that I know I can be, because I feel it in my core. I was put on this planet to lead others.
Yeah, and you said that a lot during this, so that's really interesting. So it's like some people go, "Oh, what am I supposed to do with my life?" You're supposed to be a leader, and I'm assuming lead people in a positive direction. So
Right.
that's great that you know that, and you don't have to sit around and get an AD asking that question. Not that there's anything wrong with that AD asking, but it's nice to get the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, what came through when I was tuned in for you is homework. And the homework is, if you want to get that clearing, like resolved, is going back and writing all the a letter to your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is. I fucking hate you. I'm mad at you. Whatever. I love you. Whatever it is. But everything that you need to say, there's a lot of, like, when you were talking, I felt this pit in my stomach, couldn't breathe very well. It felt dark. It felt heavy. The girls were light. And it's interesting that it was a dad, but two girls then came and like almost made you feel less than as even a man, I'm feeling, which is interesting. Like, I don't know, there was something with the female energy, why ever they did that, but they were there to trigger you, right? They're not the
Right.
real problem. They're not the real issue. If you get this healed, you would have been back in time and you would have done the story that you had already created, right? Mm-hmm. So now we did that creation, but then I was drawn that there's something darker. We want to go to the very beginning. The seventh grade girls, they weren't the beginning. The beginning's over here with your dad. So what age was it?
Let's see. I would have been 81. I would have been about 10 years old.
Okay, so then it's going back in time, and it's saying all the stuff that you need to tell your dad. Mm-hmm. And if you want to do it right here, right now, we can. Or you write this letter and you burn it. There's something that needs to be resolved. There's a lot of anger and there's a lot of hate. And I know you've said some really nice things about your dad, and you call him dad after he passed, even that I was like, wow, that's a pretty big person to do that. But there was also an underlaying of fuck you.
Yeah,
like, and
a lot of
that's
resentment.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay to have that, but own it. Like, I'm going to own it. There was some effed up stuff. I'm not going to go around bad mouthing forever. That's not what it's about. And it's not, you don't want the legacy people when they pass. It's not about that. You want to be clean, and we're very respectful, but at the same time, there's some shit to deal with. And this is being said out loud because we're doing a session live, but not necessarily people have to know that stuff, right?
Exactly.
You can just I got to do my work. There's something that triggered me. I got to deal with this so that I can be a better leader. This all goes to you being a leader. All of this, all of it's a leader. Yep. So that's awesome. Like, clear that crap. Boom, you got the leader position where it feels lighter and easier, and you're going to have your, Superman has a kryptonite, right?
That's
Superman,
true. Yeah.
He can live through a lot of things, but there's also a kryptonite. So it's okay then to also acknowledge and to own you're freaking human. Exactly. Maybe not other lives or whatever, but this life you're human. That is what we're supposed to do, is go through different lessons. You learn, you check, okay, I got it. That's not going to happen again because I learned that lesson, right? Now I know how to be a leader. You're going to have, those two freaking girls. Now look at all the millions of girls that are going to be on there watching different social media things you put up, right? And they're going to turn their head and go, I'm bored. I'm not going to watch this. And for you to go, that's okay. They don't need to. Right. So I can handle that.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
So, does that?
Yeah.
So, what do you feel like with dad? Do you want to go back and talk about that? Do you want to have a face-to-face with dad? Because this is what
you know what? I love to do that. I feel that, if you guys don't know, my dad did pass November of this past year, and that was very hurtful, very sad. It brought a lot of feelings of anger when it came to his persona and role in my life. And a lot of it had to do with pent up feelings of just being not being able to tell him what I wanted to tell him when he was alive. And I think that's where we really wanted to explore, as Jania said, deeper into that process. You know, what is going on, etc., etc. Okay, so it looks like we lost Jania for a second, but she did her magic and got on her energy wave 2 and transfer energy to the other phone, and now we're back.
Yay. Yeah, that was an early exit because you were getting ready to talk about your dad and just dive in deep here. So, yeah, I mean, is there some like messages that you would like to? And this is a thing that people don't understand too, just going outside of our talk. Is that people I've had so many amazing healings that I've had where people come in to heal a trauma or drama or horrible relationship they had with a loved one that's passed on, and it can even be years, right?
Sure.
And they're like wishing that they said something. Oh, and I can't. It is crazy to see the other beings on the other side, spirits, actually shift. They show me a different light color that they are by the end of the session, where they get a healing. So every time you do a healing, you're helping. So you doing a healing today is actually going to help your dad also. So that's even on the other side, he's going to evolve quicker. Things are going to he's going to let go of some karmas and some different things that he's had to go to deal with now.
Sure.
So anyways, I'm just saying, when we help ourselves, we're actually helping others. So if you have anything you want to say to your dad, like if you were tuned in as that 10-year-old boy going in, and we're together there, and we see the 10-year-old boy, and we see dad there, and he's just going off. Like, you set the scene, you know what the background looks like. What do you do now? You tap on the little boy's shoulder and say, hey, I'm here, and I will whisper everything and anything that you need to know to get you through this. It's like almost like I see you. The universe is showing me this visual right now to tell you, right, so that you can get into it. But it's like this visual is that you are like almost look like an angel to me. You're this boy's angel or guide helping him. So it's like letting you know too that you weren't alone at that time. You've always had a lot of energies. I'm getting a lot of chills. I already know that you have a lot of energies around you, guides. I mean, it's just tons of them. Some people have a lot, and then you've got some little mystical one. Like, it's just really cool. But what they're showing me is they've always been around, but this strong one, you over yourself, your own guide. It's an interesting setup I'm seeing. But what do you tell yourself as a 10-year-old boy when you hear your dad saying this stuff?
So setting the scenario right there at 10 years old, mom worked too many jobs. She worked really hard. My dad did as well. My mom worked just so many jobs to make ends meet. Dad was always drinking beer and getting upset that basically he had to take a role of taking over a wife and 2 kids, and they were having one on the way at that time. But it really set the tone of me asking to make a bologna sandwich, and my dad coming over and saying, God damn it, put the fucking bread down, and knocking the bread out of the table because he was going to make sloppy joes. And I wanted a bologna sandwich. And really just saying, get the fuck out of the room. And I apologize for me, but it's just that's what's coming out. It was just really his tone was very angry with us and spiteful. I remember picking up the bread off the floor, and he stepped on it on purpose and walked to the other room, and it was very hurtful. And as a little kid, it broke my heart that I'm trying to now be around a new man that we really looked up to. But going back now in time and telling that little kid that in reality, all the little tiny things were things that could have been brushed off by me. I didn't need to really.
Okay, see, I'm going to stop you there.
Go ahead.
So the thing is to be direct. Like, you're there with that little boy, and what you're saying, instead of I wouldn't do. No, you're there as a guide, and you're whispering at this boy's ear at that moment. This is what you do, right?
Okay.
This is what you do. That's the thing that people sometimes do. They focus on what I shouldn't have done. So regret, right? No, what you just tell them, right? You're going to rewrite the story right now. You're going to
back in time, Right. Go back in time, back to the future style, and tell that 10-year-old boy, hey,
You're whispering in his ear. Yeah. What do you
fuck
tell him?
that. Stand up, leave the bread on the floor. He knocked that shit over. Get your ass in your room. Don't deal with that fucker. And don't listen to his mess. He's all messed up in the head. This is not about you. This is about him. Get your ass out of there. Go upstairs. Go focus on something else. He's going to pass out in 10 minutes. And then get your ass and make yourself that sandwich that you wanted to do. There's really no need for that.
Nice.
Okay, looks like it glitched out for a second, but we're still here. We were in the middle of just talking about my dad. And the question that you asked Virginia was, what would I be doing at 10 years old? Well, I would have ran upstairs and focused on drawing. I always loved doing comics. And I would have sat down and started making a comic strip. And it's funny because, Virginia, they always went to a superhero, saving the day. And
Mm-hmm.
I would go upstairs and start making a comic about being a superhero and empowering myself, protecting my
Awesome.
mom, protecting my brother. That's where I would be.
Yeah. See, that's so great because then you just like, not only did you d- um, fizzle out that situation that could have like been a big thing like it was that caused a trauma in your reality for your whole life up to this point now, but now you've got this whole new story that feels really good. Like I can feel that little boy going up there, and instead of like, even if he's mad and yelling at other people, because now your dad's like, he seems like an angry person, so he's like probably mad at somebody else because you're gone, he can't yell at you anymore. So
Yeah.
it's nice that you have that distraction so that you can be like, I'm going to put all my energy into this drawing. And so you're doing something with your energy. That's why when kids go and hear their parents screaming, that's nice that you're getting to have that as your outlet. It's a creative outlet. So all about that's all powerful. I just wanted to point that all out. That's powerful pieces that you chose to recreate. But then I'm also getting like, now the energy is coming through to tell me, like, now I'm being shown, okay, now what do we do at this point? And now what we do at this point was that we ask for a healing. And so I'm being asked to actually ask you to actually facilitate with me in this healing. So I'm going to watch the creator do the healing, but the creator wants me to have you go back into that room. Little boy's safe up in the room. He's happy. He's doing his thing. He has a plan. He knows when he's going to come back. He's going to get his bologna sandwich. He's fine. Everything's going to be good when he comes back down. Now we're in that room down there that trauma was, the old traumas there. We want to clear that out. So what the creator's having me ask you to do is, what would you want that room to be filled with? You have a lot of magical like gifts yourself. Like what would you see coming into that room or being pulled out of that room? And so what do you envision?
I envision a flood of love and energy, a lot.
I'm going to cut you off because I want you to get in your third eye, which is that closed position where you're back in that
Mhm.
room and you can see it just as clearly as I can. Do you feel it?
I feel it and I see it 100%. I'm in
Okay, so
upstairs in
sorry,
that
go
room.
ahead now.
Yes.
So
So
it's
I'm feeling the rain of just tingly love energy filling my head, through my neck, all the feeling that phenomenal. I'm loved 100% unconditional. And it's just bathing me with all this energy, radiation, love, power. In my room, my brother is 5 feet from me on his bed, and he's just sitting there drawing because he loves to draw as well. And that room is now being filled. It's like the walls are being changed in paint form, and it's just flooding us where we got smile on our faces. We're feeling
so
the
I love
love. We're
that.
feeling the energy.
I can feel that. I can see it. I feel it like coming in from your room down the stairs, like into that whole house and just healing everybody. So we're going to ask for the creator to take this vision and make it so. And also at the same time, what do you want to release? What were some of the traumas that came that you just want to like bring up that brought up at that were brought up at that moment that you want to let go of? For example,
Anger.
feeling defeated,
Yeah,
anger.
anger, defeated, feeling worthless. Those are the three biggest things that
So we're going to ask for
need.
that to be released. Yeah. And I don't mean to
Yes.
interrupt, but it's like we don't need to get caught up on it, right? It's just we want to
Yep.
release that. Those were established at that moment in time. So we're going to ask for you to be recalibrated to know what it feels like to live a life without feeling defeated, yes?
Yes.
And without feeling excess over the top anger.
Yes.
Yes? It's okay to be angry, but like it goes over. And you were talking about anger, you were talking about defeating. And what was the other one that you said?
Worthless, feeling worthless.
Would you like to know how to live your daily life or remember how to live your life without feeling worthless?
Yes, 100%.
You have creator's truth, definition, and perspective on living life, flying through life, walking through life without feeling and being worthless. Yes?
Yes.
So what the creator comes through and tells me to do is like clear these like negative beliefs that somebody like we will take on. And so what I can see them doing is taking them and being transformed. Now we hope we hit the bottom of where those were created. So then we ask creator to refill you with the things that are going to be positive. Well, you were already filling your body with all that love and light and stuff like that. You can see that. But creator's also asking, would you like to be filled with forgiveness? Not only for yourself, but
100%.
for others and for your dad at that time.
Yes, 100%.
And also compassion, that you know how to have compassion towards others, and and you can understand why people sometimes get raged, and it's not about you, it's about them. So compassion
100% yes.
and unconditional love is always good to replace. We always want to fill back in whatever we take out. It's just one of those things that there's energy that's like a void there now, and it's like some energy is going to want to go there. Let's make it positive if we can. That's my way of being. Some people don't choose that, but you just want to always think about keeping a balance, right?
Yes.
Releasing and receiving. So what do you get
Mhm.
back? So I just want you to tap on your thymus, which is right here, middle of your chest, taking some long, deep breaths, expanding yourself out in space, just like we talked about in the beginning with that golden bubbly ball in the middle of your chest, and seeing it expand beyond your body, a mile each direction, above you, below you, to the right of you, to the left of you, in front of you, behind you, and all the spaces in between. So you're this big, golden, bubbly bubble of love and light. When you think back now about those two girls at the playground,
School.
what comes up for you?
I'm feeling at peace with it. I don't feel shame. I don't feel regret. So I'm feeling very peace at it.
So at this time with a client, I would just tell, like, you know what, go walk in the world with this. Like, you've changed realities now to be able to go back to a trauma like that. And I also saw some compassion coming through from you a little bit to your dad, even though we didn't talk about that. I could see you as a little boy kind of going, God, he's in a bad mood, and leaving, and not going, God, what's wrong with me? I saw a shift. So it was interesting that when you recreated the story and I tuned into you as a recreation story, you had some compassion in there. So that was cool. So I'm curious to see what this looks like in your world of leadership now. And if you find that there's going to be some changes, and that would be something on our next show to talk about, talk about, hey, Israel, did you notice anything that shifted? Did something come up? Because guess what? Body's like an onion. Once you get one layer, then you go deeper. And sometimes it's even gnarlier, right?
That's
But we're
awesome.
going deeper and deeper and deeper. Then you got to do your homework. Now your homework is what I was told was to go out in the world and try it out and just see what happens and see how you react. Be conscious of how you react and going, oh, now I'm going to go this way. See yourself in that kitchen with dad going, oh, no, wait, remember, I'm going to recreate the story before it even happened.
Right. That's perfect. That is perfect. Yeah, thank you. I mean, that really helps a lot. And just like a lot of us, when, like you mentioned yourself, somebody will go in for a healing and they go in for one thing, and you get those downloads of it's something different. And here you are. I mean, I took it as feeling defeated even now, back to when you and I were talking about 7th grade, but it was deeper into really feeling defeated at 10 years old with my father in the room. It really took me to that level. And it really helped. I mean, for you guys watching this isn't acted out. This is really her tuning into me and me digging deep and getting this energy work done, which is what we're doing. What are some of the things that people can do, Jania? Because I know you've always told me to meditate and things like that. What do you recommend for people to do on a daily basis if they can?
Well, I think the one tip I'm going to give is just repeating the tip that already came through for the audience, because I didn't know what was going to happen, or what was going to come through. But it was that taking that energy, expand, and putting it in, through the head to the heart, golden bubble, and then exploding out. 100 million miles is the goal, every direction, once you can like feel like you can do it. But that's really it, because it's going to get you in the parasympathetic, it's going to relax your body, it's going to get you in the meditative state, which you're going to be able to hear things you need to hear, become more intuitive the more you meditate and quiet your mind down. You're also going to go out in the world having a bigger energy that's going to be more positive, so people are going to be attracted to that in good ways, and then there's going to be people repelled from it because they're not ready for that. And then the some that are still kind of are not like the best, highest vibe energy, even if they do come into your space, you're going to know how to handle them in a better way, react in a different way. So I think that's a huge tip. There's so many things that can happen, and you could do it 5 minutes a day. Like right before you get up in the morning, give yourself 5 extra minutes. You're early to an appointment, you're in your car, 5 minutes. You're going to bed at night and you're just trying to calm your mind down, you do it. It can help you go to sleep. It can help you get ready for the day. Like even if you're anxious in the store, like getting ready, like some people have social anxiety. And so if you do this and you're just like, poof, I'm going to poof myself out. I just think that what I'm being told is that's the tip of this session or of this recording. Every time there'll probably be new ones, of course, but that's one to do forever, always. It's a huge one, and it protects you.
For me, I can never thank you enough. I mean, you know how much I love you, and I'm so energized and so blessed to have you in my life. I believe our energies were to cross and help me go to the next level, which I really feel I have. And a lot of these traumas that you've helped me with have made me a better, not even just a leader, but a better person to be able to help others. And this video was really for you guys to really see the power of 2 people, how it can grow to 3 to 4 to 5, and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah, for sure.
I would like to do another video with you. I think it would be fun. We could tackle another topic, and if you guys are interested, we can always get you guys on the Zoom call with us. If you guys have any questions or topics you guys want to go over, it would be such a fun thing to do. I know I have fun talking to you, Jania, all the time.
Yeah, any questions about anything I talked about, any comments, whatever, positive, negative, I mean, whatever it is. Open to hearing anybody's like feedback. And also, just to reiterate that Israel and I are totally open to doing this. Like if you have a subject matter that you want to like deal with, or you're not even really sure, but you want to write something in and you want to be on our Zoom call with us for a portion of it, we'd love to have other live sessions so you guys can just keep seeing how it works and the stuff that you can do for yourself. Because every time you do a session for somebody else, I'm hoping that maybe somebody else saw what Israel did and is like, I'm going to do that, It's just going to help myself. It's stuff you can do to help yourself. And everybody watching people's sessions can help yourself in your own world.
Amazing. I love this. I can't thank you enough. And we'll see you guys on the next time. We're going to post this all over social media and blast it out, on our channel. We'll get something together really quick and get you guys to sign in, send some questions over to us. So we'll see you on the next run. Thank you, Jania. I can't thank you enough.
My pleasure. This is fun.
Awesome. Thanks again. I will talk to you guys later.
Bye.